In this video, I'm going to look at all the different classes of investment and let you know what is the best investment. So if you have a look, these are what I've done is I've taken a 10-year period from 2010 to 2020, from April 1st of April 2010 to 1st of April 2020. So if you look at, say, Ford, this is in US dollars, they've all gone down. Oil company is doing very badly. So this is after this illness 19 episode. Australian shares have also dropped as well. Then we have Commonwealth Bank shares has gone up 6.84%. Silver, this is physical silver in 1 kilo bar, has gone up 20.52%. Brisbane medium price 22.11%. Combination of all 7 capital cities prices, house prices combined, so it's gone up 27%. Melbourne looks like it's doing very well, 54.49%. This one is actually my solar panel for the pharmacy plus the 2 batteries. So I look at the annual saving. Now the saving is comprised of the rebate that I get as well as the saving in the energy costs. So that it's a saving, annual saving is about $9,917 times 10. It's $99,177. So this figure actually will go up every year because energy prices goes up every year. So the return is 80%. S&P 500, that's a leading 500 US share company combined, 116%. Gold 1 ounce is 128.42% physical gold. This is just solar panel without the battery. If I take the battery out of the equation, you find that the return is higher. So 10-year saving of 40,000, so 161% return. So obviously renewable energy is very good. I rather invest in my own solar power plant on the roof than to invest in any of the Australian shares. The US tech shares are doing quite well. So if we look at Google, Apple, Amazon, and Tesla, they're all doing very well. Tesla is actually not a car company. It's actually a tech company that happens to make car. And not only they make car, they also make batteries, solar panel, and now they're getting insurance and self-driving vehicles. So they've obviously got a lot of good potential there. Now the other thing is, all this is all good. I mean, we also look at, if you look at exchange rate, there is a difference there. 10 years ago, it was 0.91 cents to a dollar. Now it's 0.6 cents to a dollar. So if you adjust it to, this is adjusted back to US to Australian dollar, you find that the obviously the return seems to be higher if you adjust it to the change in the exchange rate. Now all this is well and good. The other thing is, children education. I find that is the best return on investment. It might cost a whole heap in the beginning, but it pays off infinite amount. That's why I've got infinity there. Self-education, in your own self well-being, in your knowledge, and so you make better decision in life. I think that is worth infinity. In your self-health, to look, if they say without health, what is wealth without health? Happiness and family, those are all, infinity as well. Just last night, I had a 3-way conversation with 2 of my friends on the phone, and one of them was saying that he doesn't care about money. If as long as he's stress-free, that is most important to him. And we were talking how we deal with stress and what are the techniques that we use successfully. So I think having happiness, stress-free, is worth infinite amount. So that is all well and good when you look at this return. Now, there's another thing that we've got to consider, and that is inflation. Before I do that, all these are just the stock price. Like, it doesn't take into account of taxes or dividend over that 10-year period. So if we look at inflation, this is really interesting, because it's based on the CPI, Consumer Price Index. So what they do is they take a basket of goods that you normally would have to spend on, like your food, your clothes, your accommodation, housing, and all that. Put it together. Back in 2010, April 2010, it was $68. That same basket will now cost you $116.20. So what that means is, if you had $68 10 years ago and you did nothing with it, today, to buy the same basket of goods, you will have to come out with $48.20 extra. So if you divide that up, you've actually lost 41.48% of buying power, which means your dollar has devalued by that much. So if we factor that in the percentage of change, and so this is what we get, you find that all these has come down. So even your medium house price in Melbourne, that has gone up 54%, really has gone down 9.6%. Even silver has gone down. The only thing that is in a precious metal that is doing very well is gold has gone up 33.68%. So gold do very well in time of inflation. So especially nowadays, where in this uncertain time, it will actually do even better. The tech company are still doing very well, obviously not as well with the inflation factored in. So obviously, what is most important is those investments are very, very important, I believe. But out of all I won't touch, obviously Australian shares, but out of all the shares, I would pick Tesla. And there's a reason for that. Because I really believe in the company mission. Accelerate the world transition to sustainable energy. And the way they do that is they start off with a expensive car, and then eventually move it down to a affordable car. So this is their master plan 14 years ago. So here we are. Build a sports car, use that money to build an affordable car, use that money to build an even more affordable car, and while doing the above, provide zero emission electric power generation options. And they have done that. It's amazing. From the Roadster to Model S and X down to Model 3. And 10 years after that mission statement, they've come up with another new mission statement. This is part 2. So part 1 they've done. And this is part 2. Create a stunning solar roof with seamlessly integrated battery storage, and they've done that with the Powerwall 2, as well as the solar roof. So expand electric vehicle product to address all major segments, so into the trucks, into the ute, and down to a more really affordable small car as well in the future. develop a self-driving capability that's 10 times safer than a manual via massive fleet learning. And that's happening as well. Enable your car to make money while you're not using it. So they're trying to get into the Uber space using the robo-taxi, what we call autonomous driving, and that is coming. So not only is he trying to reduce the carbon emission of the world, he's also wanting to make cars safer and more affordable. So I think if they can execute on their mission statement, this company has really got a lot of potential. That is why it is actually my favorite shares to buy. But having said that, shares are very risky, as you can see. Wherever there's it can come down in 40% in price very very quickly. So there's always that opportunity for shares to go down to zero if the company collapses. Well, one thing that actually doesn't go to zero is actually precious metal like gold. But would you buy gold now? There is something actually probably better to buy gold than it, and that is silver. And I'll explain to you why. Because gold and silver both go up in price over time. But if you look at, there's a thing called gold and silver ratio. So the gold-silver ratio has actually broken the 5,000-year-old record, which means silver has never been so cheap compared to gold. Even though both precious metal are going up in price, but silver now is actually, if you have a look in this chart, so this website is called seekingalpha.com. Here we go. So let's enlarge that. This is the gold-silver ratio. So what happened here is right now it costs 110 times more to buy gold than to buy 1 ounce of silver. Now that ratio has never been that high. So back in 1966, it's more like down in the 20. So which means it only takes you 20 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. But today, silver has dropped so much in price and gold has increased that the ratio is much higher. So this is the time to buy silver. And then if you wait in the cycle until you get down to say 60 or even a little bit less, you can then sell your silver to buy gold, effectively buying gold at half today's price. So, buying silver and gold, physical silver and gold in this using this formula is actually quite good. So that's an interesting chart to look at. So none of this is actually financial advice. It's only for entertainment purpose. But as you can see, my favorite is renewable energy, precious metals, and Tesla shares. This is obviously what is outside of all these other ones, which are even better again. So if you like what I'm presenting, you can subscribe to my channel. You can also hit the bell notification so you'll be notified of new video. In the future, I'll be doing more video on health and exercise. I'll be doing more video on renewable energy and my experience. So thank you very much.